your St. Francis Cougars. Now, let's meet the starting lineup first for Grace. Batting first at third, number 7, Marley Cohen. Batting second, the DP, number 29, Daly Rickard. Batting third, the pitcher, number 26, Emma Hiss. Batting fourth in center, number 23, Molly Jones. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 5, Avery Sleeth. Batting sixth, in left field, number 19, Paige McCorkle. Batting seventh at first, number 26, Sage Ladig. Batting eighth at second base, number 13, Allie Furches. Batting ninth at shortstop, number 2, Amy Meyering. And in right field, number 9, Sydney Argo. Head coach of the Lancers is Amanda Jones. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your St. Francis Cougars. Batting first at second base, number 80, Sam Baker. Batting second, the catcher, number 5, Peyton Eiliff. Batting third at third, number 00, Abby Robakowski. Batting fourth at first base, number 14, Haley Schott. Batting fifth in left field, number 7, Madison Minnick. Batting sixth, the DP, number 2, Macy Dowd. Batting seventh in right field, number 20, Joanna Gomez. Batting eighth at shortstop, number 1, Courtney Serber. Batting ninth in center field, number 25, Lena Vigiano. And in the circle for the Cougars, number 10, Ellie Souter. The head coach of St. Francis is Ryan Bolin.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's EDGE training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
We welcome you into Westendorf Field here on the campus of the University of St. Francis for the first of 2 games today. Doubleheader between St. Francis and Grace, and third and fourth meetings of the year between these two teams. Let's run through those lineups one more time, starting with Grace. Marley Cohen in the leadoff spot and playing third. Daly Rickard, the designated player, hitting second. Emma Hiss is your starting pitcher, hitting third. Molly Jones in the fourth spot and playing center field. Avery Sleeth is behind the plate catching and batting fifth. Paige McCorkle in left field and hitting sixth. In the seventh spot is Sage Ladig. She's playing first base. Allie Furches batting eighth and playing second. And the shortstop is Emmy Meyering in the 9 spot. Defensively for St. Francis, Maddie Minnick in left field, Lena Vigiano in center, and Joanna Gomez in right. Robakowski and Serber on the left side of the infield with Baker and Schott on the right side. Eiliff is behind the plate catching the righty. Ellie Souter, 8-3 record, making her 16th start of the season, 17th overall appearance. Just under 63 innings pitched this season with a 3.13 ERA. 46 strikeouts leads the pitching staff for St. Francis. Cougars tied for first place at the top of the Crossroads League. Grace currently in 9th place, 5-19 for the Lancers, 11-27 overall, while St. Francis comes in 19-3 in the Crossroads League. This one flared to first, right to Haley's shot, and there is one down in the top of the first inning. A lot of games going on today. Indiana Wesleyan already picked up a victory today as they defeated Taylor in a game that they were making up because of weather that originally postponed Game 2. So Indiana Wesleyan picking up a win. This is Rickard stepping in against Souter. St. Francis has won 13 consecutive games coming into today, including 3 doubleheader sweeps this week. They'll check on this swing. She did go, and it's 0-2 on Rickard. Grace split with Goshen on Wednesday, winning Game 1 6-0, and then falling in Game 2 9-1. That one just missing to Rickard from Souter, makes it 1-2. Rickard 12 for 24 at the plate this season. Has not seen a ton of at-bats, but she's done that a lot. Flares one into center field, and it's the first hit of the game for Grace, courtesy of the designated player, Rickard. She's on, and it brings up the pitcher, Emma Hiss, who will try to help her own cause before she even steps in the circle. Hiss with a .330 batting average this season for Grace. 6 home runs, 26 RBIs. She leads the team in that RBI category, tied for first place with those 6 home runs. It's an 0-1 count on Hiss. Ellie Souter getting the start in Game 1. Runner on the move for second. Throw is a little delayed, and in second safely on the throw is Rickard. It is 0-2 on Hiss. And a strikeout for Souter, 2 away in the first. Runner aboard at second. Souter picks up her first strikeout of the afternoon. 47th of the season. Ellie with 5.14 Ks per 7 innings. Missed on a first pitch to the 4-hole hitter, Molly Jones. Strike called here, evens it up at 1-1. Grace has been about .500 on the road this year, 7-11 in road games this season. They have not been good on their home field, though. 2-12 overall at home. St. Francis, on the other hand, they've been nearly perfect here at Westendorf Field. 9-1 so far this season. That one loss coming to Indiana Wesleyan in a split doubleheader. 2 balls and 2 strikes now, the count to Molly Jones. Runner aboard at second. Top of the first. Souter with a 2-2. Just off the outside corner. Count is full on Jones. You can tell the dugout lively to start things here today. 3-2 on a line through the right side into right field. Gomez coming up, throwing Baker to the plate and scoring from second to make it a 1-0 game is Rickard. RBI single for Molly Jones. And it's Grace on the board first here in Fort Wayne. Still 2 down for the catcher, Avery Sleeth. On a line to third, that goes off the glove of Robakowski, trickled into left field, and runners are going to move to second and third on a well-struck ball. That'll be a hit, even though it went off of the glove of Robakowski. Second and third, still 2 away, and St. Francis trying to limit the damage to just 1 here in the first as Paige McCorkle steps in. First pitch strike to McCorkle, 0-1. McCorkle, .294 batting average. Pop this one up in a foul territory. It will land out of play. 0-2. 15 runs driven in for McCorkle this season. 5 walks and 5 strikeouts on the year. Second and third, 2 down. 0-2 from Souter. Misses away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 6th batter in the order up for Grace here in the first. The Lancers have struck first here at Westendorf Field, University of St. Francis. St. Francis and Indiana Wesleyan coming into today, tied at the top of the conference. Little tapper back to the circle. Souter over to first, and the damage is just 1 in the top of the first inning. 3 total hits for Grace. They leave 2 runners stranded. St. Francis coming to bat when we return to Westendorf Field.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
1-0, Grace leading St. Francis as we move into the bottom of the first inning. Let's meet the lineup for St. Francis. Sam Baker leads things off, playing second base. Peyton Iliff hitting second and catching. Abby Robakowski in the 3 spot. Haley Schott hitting cleanup. Maddie Minnick 5th. Macy Dowd is your designated player here in Game 1, batting 6th. Joanna Gomez in right field and hitting 7th. Courtney Serber in the 8th spot is your shortstop. Lena Vigiano in center field, batting 9th for St. Francis. Defensively for Grace, from left to right, it's McCorkle, Jones, and Argo. Third to first, Cohen, Meyering, Furchess, and Ladig. And Sleeth behind the plate, catching Hiss, who holds a 4-14 record on the year. Hiss is making her 19th start of the season out of 22 total appearances. 96 innings pitched to lead the Grace roster. So Ladig over at first. Corners are drawn in for Sam Baker, who takes a first pitch strike 0-1. Baker in that leadoff spot when she gets aboard. She's normally stealing second base. Perfect 32 for 32 this season in swipe bags. 0-1, up and out of play. Now 0-2 on the leadoff hitter, Baker. On base percentage, just under 400 coming into today for Baker. St. Francis 309 batting average at the plate, 381 on base percentage as a team. Hiss with the 0-2, and Baker fouls it off to stay alive. Plenty of games going on today. Everybody in action in the Crossroads League. Indiana Wesleyan at Taylor, Huntington at Mount Vernon, Marion at Spring Arbor, as well as Goshen at Bethel. Up in the zone to Baker, now 1-2. 53 degrees here in Fort Wayne. We'll get a little bit warmer as we go through this Saturday. Wind is not going to be much of a factor today. 1-2. That's up to Baker. Looks like the wind even maybe blowing partially in today as opposed to out. Just under 10 miles per hour when we got things started. Two. Baker rolled it towards third. It stays just beyond the line. Foul. 2-2. Iliff in the on-deck circle, hoping she's got a runner aboard before she steps in for the first time. Really good crowd on hand here in Fort Wayne. 2-2, and Baker fouls another off. Hiss checks the wristbands, readies for this 2-2. And Baker again battles through this at-bat. Sam Baker has now seen 7 pitches to begin things in this game. Still 2-2 on Baker. Right back up the middle into center field. It is a single for Sam Baker, and a long at-bat turns into a hit for St. Francis. Baker at first, nobody out, and we'll see how quickly she's on the move for second. Peyton Iliff with a runner aboard at first and nobody down, bottom of inning number 1. First games between these two teams back on March 25th. 7-3 game 1, 10-5 game 2. Grace did most of their scoring early on as Baker swipes second. It is a called strike to Iliff, 0-1. 33rd stolen base of the season for Baker. And now an RBI chance for Iliff here in the bottom of the first. Bunt. Oh, went off the glove of the first baseman, Ledig, and a little bit of a break for Iliff. Extra life here for St. Francis at the plate with a 2-hole hitter. Baker aboard at second. And an 0-2 count. Iliff, first base side and out of play. Plunks off a tree down that first base line. Still 0-2 on Iliff, but you can tell early on that St. Francis is seeing the ball pretty well. Iliff on a line to short. Catch is made by Meyering. 1 down for Robakowski. Pretty well struck ball there, just directly at the shortstop Meyering for the first out. Brings up Abby Robakowski with 1 down and a runner aboard at second. Robakowski in the 3 spot. A team high 15 home runs. Baker taken off for third, and she easily takes third base. And now just 60 feet from scoring and a real chance to drive her in. Robakowski leads the team, 43 runs driven in as well. Those 15 home runs put her in second place in the NAIA this season for home runs in softball. Fouled away now, 0-2 on Robakowski. Cleanup hitter and first baseman Haley Schott would hit next. Baker over at third, 0-2. Down in the dirt, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Robakowski waiting. His sets. 1-2 fouled off by Robakowski. She'll live to see at least one more pitch in this at-bat. More than 30 home runs in her St. Francis career now for Robakowski. She's clearly put herself on a list of best overall players in St. Francis history, but certainly at the plate, not many better than Robakowski has been in her first 2 years in a Cougar uniform. "30 games into the year, 23 wins for St. Francis. Here's the 2-2. Robakowski on the ground to third, throw to first base. Coming home is Baker. Collision at first as that throw brought Ledig up the line. And the runner is in to score as Baker was coming home from third. Looks like Robakowski is going to be all right. So Baker is on. Out number 2 recorded, and that will take us to the 4th spot in the order with Haley Schott. That's 5-3 on the RBI ground out for out number 2. It's Haley Schott with 2 down, nobody aboard. We are even 1-1 in the bottom of the first. First pitch strike to Schott, 0-1. 286 batting average, 321 on base percentage. 3 home runs for Schott. Third on the team in RBIs with 16. Technically fourth. He got 2 tied for second in Iliff, as well as Dowd. Serber and Schott each with 16 runs. It's really been dispersed well throughout the order for St. Francis this year, and when you win as many games as they have through the first about 3 quarters of the season to this point, in the regular year at least, it's going to have to be well dispersed throughout the order to win as many games as St. Francis has so far. Schott drives this one into the air and gone. Haley Schott, for the 4th time this season, has gone long ball. And St. Francis is in front, 2-1 in the bottom of the first. It's the 34th home run for this St. Francis team this year. More than 1 homer per game on average, and Schott delivers here in the first inning to put St. Francis in front, 2-1. Solo home run for Haley Schott brings up Maddie Minnick. And St. Francis relinquished the lead in the top of the first inning with Grace scoring, but this is what we've seen all year long from this Cougars group. They just battle at the dish and are able to produce 2 runs here in the first. Minnick fouls the first pitch back, 0-1. Minnick hitting .326 this year for St. Francis in the 5 spot. 3 home runs and 13 runs driven in. Saw the center fielder Jones was pretty far in during that at-bat to Schott and backed up just a little here with Minnick at the plate. Again, the wind is not playing much of a factor, at least to start this game. Hiss checks the wristband. Here's the 1-1. This is out of play on the first base side now, 1-2. Head coach Ryan Boland down the first base line, 22nd season at the helm, got his 400th win in that second victory over Goshen on Thursday. Coach Doug Gower down the third base line, longtime head coach at Huntington. Minnick draws this count even, 2-2. Minnick battles again. She'll see at least one more pitch in this at-bat, and that's something we are consistently seeing from St. Francis here in the first. Baker saw 8 pitches in her at-bat, and now Minnick getting ready to see pitch number 7 of this AB. Another 2-2. It's outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Maddie Minnick. Leading things off for St. Francis, Sam Baker singled, stole second, eventually stole third. RBI ground out brought her in, then a solo home run from Haley Schott. Payoff pitch. Up high, ball 4. Great at bat from Maddie Minnick as she draws the walk. And now the designated player, Macy Dowd, who has 4 home runs of her own this year, steps in. Dowd had a pinch hit home run in the Game 2 win over Goshen. Throw back to first. Minnick is back in time. 1-0 on Macy Dowd. .294 batting average to go along with those 4 home runs. And 17 runs driven in. 1-0, well struck, left field. You can kiss it goodbye. Second home run of the inning for St. Francis. This one courtesy of Macy Dowd. And she'll clear the bases with Maddie Minnick coming home from first. Dowd 2-run blast, and it is 4-1 St. Francis in the first. Two-run home run for Macy Dowd. 5th home run for her this season. Now 35 home runs on the year for St. Francis as a team. And, you know, just like that, you get 2 outs, nobody aboard. Feel like you're in a good spot if you're Grace to kind of get through the first inning. And then Schott hits a home run. Minnick draws a walk to get on base. And then the 2-run blast from Macy Dowd, and all of a sudden it's all Cougars right now at 4-1 in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Joanna Gurmez, the right fielder. Mound visit there for Grace. Lancers under first-year head coach Amanda Jones, her first head coaching gig after spending 4 seasons as an assistant at Messiah, which is in Pennsylvania, D3 college. 1-0 on Gurmez. Courtney Serber, the shortstop, would hit next if the line continues to move for St. Francis, who have brought the bats here on this Saturday afternoon. Hiss with a 1-0 offering. Up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Gurmez with 1 long ball this season, but her batting average continues to climb, now hitting at .355 on the year. And Patient up 3-0. On base percentage, just a tick under 400 for Gurmez. And when you can have your 7-hole hitter at an average above .350, the lineup is really cooking for St. Francis. Gurmez takes all the way on that 3-0 to make it 3-1. There is a right-handed arm loosening in the bullpen for Grace. I believe it's Elena Roberts out there. (3-1). On a line to first, it is a fair ball down the right field line. Gurmez turns around first, heads for second. The throw just a little bit off the mark, and it is a 2-out double for Gurmez. And St. Francis continues to put together a nice first inning. Here is the 8th batter of the first, Courtney Serber, the shortstop. And how about your 8-hole hitter hitting at .333 with 16 runs driven in. First pitch fouled back by Serber, 0-1. A single, a double, 2 home runs for St. Francis in the bottom of the first. 4-1 Cougars in front. Gurmez at second. 0-1 to Serber. In the air, right center field. This is going to split the gap, get down. Another run will score for St. Francis as Serber trots into second. And the Cougars add another here in the first inning. RBI double for Serber. It is 5-1. Still 2 outs, and the 9 spot, Lena Vigiano, coming to the plate, and it looks like we will have a pitching change for Grace. Take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back to Westendorf Field, meet the new pitcher right after this.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Still the bottom of the first inning here at Westendorf Field. 5-1 St. Francis with a lead on Grace, and a runner at second base as Lena Vigiano steps in, and now against a new pitcher as Daly Rickard is in relief. She's making her 17th appearance of the season after Hiss goes just 2/3 of an inning. She gave up 5 runs on 5 hits, is responsible for the runner aboard at second base. Rickard with an 8.04 ERA, 12 walks, 14 strikeouts on the season. Vigiano a tick behind on that swing, 1-1. Center fielder, 279 batting average, but on base percentage of 395. That 9 spot often can be your second leadoff hitter. Vigiano into center field. Well struck and gone. 3rd home run of the inning for St. Francis. And it is 7-1 Cougars. Vigiano with her 2nd home run of the season. And St. Francis batting through the order here in the first. 2-run home run for Vigiano, and we are back to the top of the order for St. Francis. Bottom of inning number 1, 7-1. Sam Baker led off this inning with a single and a couple of stolen bases. 6 of the 7 runs for St. Francis coming with 2 outs here in the first inning. Baker thought about bunting, pulled it back, takes a first pitch ball, 1-0. Just more of the same from St. Francis, and playing consistent as this one floats foul down the left field line. And I think that is the biggest thing you take away through the first 22 conference games this year for St. Francis, just how consistent they have been, game in and game out, showing up and playing their brand of softball, and we have seen it. It's resulted in what could be a truly historic softball season for St. Francis, as this one misses away, 2-1. Cougars finished in 4th place in the conference last year. Indiana Wesleyan and Marion both 31-5 at the end of the regular season. 2-1 to Baker. This is looped out left center field, down for another hit. 7th hit of the first inning. Baker is aboard again. And we'll see if she's on the move. Already 2 stolen bases today, putting her at 34 stolen bases on the year. Now Peyton Iliff. Taking on Rickard, who is already in relief. Iliff skies this one. Right fielder coming on, and making the catch is Argo. 9 batters to the plate, then 2 more. 11 total to the dish for St. Francis in that first inning, and it is a 7-1 lead for the Cougars as we go to the top of the second. SummitCitySports.com.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Seven to 1, St. Francis leading Grace as we welcome you back for the top of the second inning. It is 7, 8, and 9 in the order for the Lancers. Ledig, Furchess, and Meyering coming to the plate. It's now 2-0 on Ledig. Playing first base, Furchess, Meyering, and then back to the top of the order should they get there. And there's a strike from Souter, 2-1. Long time to wait for Ellie Souter in between innings there. Ledig hitting .226 with 9 RBIs this year. Strike called to make it 2-2. Ledig does lead the team in walks with 12 drawn this year. Her and Meyering both with 12 walks on the season. Souter 2-2. Foul back, and she'll stay alive to see at least one more. Two on a line into right field, land on a couple of hops in front of Gomez, and it is a leadoff single for Ledig. Starting the top of the second, and brings Allie Furchess to the plate. Furchess slow stance from the left side, and this one is popped up out of play. 0-1. Furchess .269 batting average this year. 6 RBIs, 6 walks to 9 strikeouts. Does have some speed if they can get her aboard. Foul back now, 0-2. .02 on the ground, went off the glove of Souter, and everybody's going to be safe on this infield hit. First and second. Nobody down, and it's the 9th spot in the order with Emmy Meyering. First pitch misses from Souter, 1-0, and would think this is a potential bunt situation with Meyering at the plate. It's a called strike, 1-1. Well, Meyering does have 3 home runs this season. Just feels like a spot to potentially move some runners over. Shot on the first base line and just ran out of real estate. Check swing, she did go. Strike 3, and Souter with her second strikeout. 1 out in the second, and back to the top of the order with Marley Cohen. First pitch low, ball 1 to Cohen. She popped out to Schott in the first. Getting a chance to bat again here in the second as the wind does pick up slightly towards center field. This is in Schott's direction again, foul territory, and she's got it. 2 down. So Cohen with a pair of pop-outs to Haley Schott over at first, and now the 2-spot Daly Rickard, who has taken over in the circle, started as the DP. First pitch, Souter finds the zone, 0-1. Rickard singled, stole a base, and then eventually scored the 1 run on the board for Grace. This is lifted out to right field. Gomez underneath it. And Grace will pick up a couple more hits in the second, but no runs to show for it as the Lancers leave 2 runners aboard, and we head to the bottom of the second. SummitCitySports.com.
SM Sports Therapy. Recovery is more than getting you back to your sport. It's about building a stronger version of you. Our team of experts uses state-of-the-art technology to build personalized care plans that get you healthy and back in action safely. With no physician order needed, contact us directly to receive top-quality care exactly when you need it. Call 260-266-4007. Visit one of our Fort Wayne locations or go to psmsports.com to learn more.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
3, 4, and 5 in the order for St. Francis in the bottom of the second. Robakowski leading things off. Robakowski, Schott, and Minnick are your scheduled hitters here in the second inning. First pitch is fouled back, and it is 0-1. 11 batters to the plate in the first for St. Francis. 7 runs scored on 7 hits. No defensive errors by Grace. Oh-1, Robakowski takes low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Robakowski did pick up an RBI on a ground out in that first frame. Down in the zone, 2 balls and 1 strike. Looking for her pitch to hit here on 2-1. Held off. It was called a strike, though. 2-2 count on Robakowski. Check out some scores from softball in the Crossroads League when we come back in the top of the third. Outside, full count on Robakowski, 3-2. Robakowski with the walk. And the leadoff runner aboard for St. Francis brings up Haley Schott for the Cougars. Solo home run in the last inning for Schott. First time facing Rickard here today. There's a 1-0 count. There is another right-hander loosening in the bullpen for Grace. Izzy Waddle is the one up and throwing currently. Pulled back the bunt did Schott. They will throw behind Robakowski at first. 2-0. 7-1 St. Francis leading game one of the doubleheader. Schott loops one right in front of the left fielder McCorkle. Robakowski station to station. That's the 8th hit of the game for St. Francis already. And now to the 5 spot in the order with Maddie Minnick, who drew a walk in the first. First pitch bunt laid down by Minnick, and really well executed on that sacrifice bunt. Minnick gives up herself to move her teammates up to second and third. One down for Macy Dowd. But exactly what you're looking for there. And that's why I kind of thought for Grace in the top of this inning, when Meyering was at the plate with runners at first and second, we might see that. We didn't. And the Lancers were unable to produce a run. Down low, ball one to Macy Dowd. 2-run home run for Dowd in the last inning. Her 5th of the season, which second best on the roster. Healthy swing here. It's 1-1 on Dowd. Joanna Gomez due up next. 7-run first inning for St. Francis. Looking to add on a few more here in the second against Rickard. One is up high, 2 balls and 1 strike on Dowd. Grace will be at Marion on Tuesday and then back home next Friday to face Taylor. St. Francis back here Monday against Bethel, at Mount Vernon Tuesday, at Indiana Wesleyan next Friday. 2-1 is down, 3-1. Got to the backstop. Robakowski coming home and in to score. Shot goes from second to third, and the run is in for St. Francis. They score here in the second as well as those 7 runs in the first. And again, just one away right now for the Cougars with Schott 60 feet from scoring on the count at 3-1 to Macy Dowd. Rickard rocks, fires. That one got out of the glove as well. Schott coming home, head first slide. She's in safe. And that is ball 4 as well to Macy Dowd. So runner reaches base. 2 runs have come in to score, and both of them coming during that at-bat with Dowd where she draws the walk. And now Joanna Gomez with 1 away and a runner aboard at first. 9-1 Cougars in the bottom of the second. First pitch to Gomez is a strike, 0-1. Gomez taking down 1-1. As mentioned, a lot of games going on. Everybody's in action today in the Crossroads League. Indiana Wesleyan winning that game that they had to make up due to rain that was paused in the 4th inning. They defeat Taylor 10-2 in that one. Also have their second game going on right now. IWU 4, Taylor nothing. That is in the 4th. Mount Vernon Nazarene leads Huntington 1-0 in the top of the 5th inning. And Bethel with a lead on Goshen 3-2. That's in the bottom of the 3rd. Also in the bottom of the 3rd, Marion 2, Spring Arbor 2. So Marion has kind of struggled lately, 5-7 in their last 12 games. 2-2 to Gomez. On the ground to 3rd. It is fair. Throw across the diamond will get Gomez for out number 2 as Dowd moves up to 2nd. And it brings up Courtney Serber.
Now batting number 1, Courtney Serber.
2 down for Courtney Serber. RBI double for Serber in that 1st inning as well. Dowd aboard at 2nd. Sun is out, turning into a beautiful spring afternoon here in Fort Wayne. Hoping that the weather has turned for good for the season and we're done seeing temperatures in the 40s. 0-1 through the left side into left field. Dowd will go from 2nd to 3rd. 9th hit for St. Francis. Serber 2 for 2. Runners on the corners, 2 down for Lena Vigiano. Vigiano with a 2-run home run. She was the first batter to face Rickard in the 1st inning when she came in relief. Serber on the run for 2nd. They do throw, but she's in with the stolen base. I believe that was a called strike, 0-1. It's a ball, 1-0 on Vigiano. And it's now 2-0 on the 9-hole hitter for St. Francis, who already getting to bat for the 2nd time today. In on the hands, fouled back and out of play. 2-1 to Vigiano. Top of the order, Sam Baker would hit next. Couple of RBIs out there for Vigiano in the 2nd. Caught the top of the zone, 2-2. See if Vigiano can bring in a couple more. Two. And back into the glove, hung on there behind home plate by Sleeth, and that'll leave a couple runners aboard for St. Francis in the 2nd, but 2 more runs across for the Cougars. St. Francis now leading 9-1 as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Top of the 3rd inning, it is 9-1. St. Francis with the lead on Grace. SummitCitySports.com. Glad that you are with us as we're back here at Westendorf Field. Three, 4, and 5 in the order. It is Emma Hiss leading things off as this first one is a little close. Turns away from it. 1-0 count. His 6 home runs, 26 RBIs on the year. And Grace missing a little bit of their offensive power today as well. Lauren Kirkpatrick is a Fort Wayne kid, graduated from Carroll, and her freshman season has already hit 6 home runs, but not playing here today. 2-1 count on Hiss with Molly Jones and Avery Sleeth scheduled to bat. Just misses here from Souter, now 3-1. Top of the third here. We're about to hit the 1 hour mark of this first game. Lots of offense so far. Looped foul, first base side, now 3-2. Grace with 5 hits, but only 1 run to show for it. They've left 2 runners on base in each of the first 2 innings. St. Francis 9 runs and 2 total runners left on base. 3-2 towards right field again. Gomez on the run and just didn't stay up long enough for her to make a play. See another payoff pitch between Souter and Hiss. (3-2) on the ground to third. Robakowski gloves and over to first. 1 away. Brings up Molly Jones, who has delivered the only RBI for Grace here today. RBI single in the top of the first inning. She was left stranded at third base. First pitch strike, 0-1. Trailed away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jones in center field. Defensively, .308 batting average. And she is a threat to steal if she does get on. 6 for 6 in stolen bases this year for Jones. Popped up. Iliff runs out of room. Still a 1-2 count on Molly Jones. Nobody aboard for Grace in the top of the third. Missed low and away, 2-2. Souter does have 2 strikeouts through 2 1/3 innings pitched. And how about it? Right on cue there. Called strike 3. 2 down. And it'll bring Avery Sleeth back up for the second time today. 3 strikeouts for Souter. And now Avery Sleeth, who reached base a single in the first. 0-1 count. Souter settling in. She has retired the last 5 batters she's faced. 1 ball and 1 strike between Sleeth and Souter. (1-1) fouled straight back, now 1-2. Hiss started the game for Grace, went just 2/3 of an inning, gave up 6 earned runs. Total of 7 runs in the first for St. Francis. 1-2 from Souter, and back-to-back strikeouts for the righty to end the top half of the third. Cougars coming back to bat in the bottom half of the inning. Top of the order for the 3rd time through already when we return to West Indoor Field.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Bottom of the third inning, and already the third time through the order for St. Francis. Top of the batting order, it's Sam Baker, who is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. She got into this one, into left field. This will be extra bases for Baker. She'll hold up. No, she'll turn around second on a throw that got away, and into third with a triple is Baker. And that is how the third inning starts. There is no stop, no let up in this St. Francis offense, and already a 9-1 lead. And Peyton Iliff coming to bat with a runner at third, and the Cougars knocking on the door of double-digit runs in this game. First pitch, strike 0-1. Dribbler back to the mound, go to first for one. Baker coming home is in safely, and Iliff does her job, produces the run for St. Francis, and an RBI ground out for Peyton Iliff. It is 10-1. And the Cougars add on in the third. Abby Robakowski with one down. Strike to start the at-bat, 0-1. That's off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike to Robakowski, who walked and scored in the last inning after driving home a run in the first. Two and one now between Rickard and Robakowski. St. Francis scored a season-high 14 runs against Bethel earlier this year. But this offense is seeing them all extremely well early today, and it's put Grace in a tough position. You're already coming in at 5-19 in the conference. You see the record on the other side, and things get out of hand early in the first game. Got to hope that Grace can kind of flush this one away if they can't find anything else and reset for game 2. It's a full count on Robakowski. Here's the payoff pitch. Robakowski in the air, center field, goodbye, home run. Abby Robakowski has done it again, and St. Francis continues to add on. Robakowski with her 16th home run of the season. And it is 10-1, St. Francis in the third. 4th home run of the game for St. Francis with that swing from Robakowski, and she just absolutely demolished that ball. And it is to the 4th spot in the order with Haley Schott. One down here in the bottom of the third inning. Schott 2 for 2 with a solo home run and a single. She has scored twice. Off-speed pitch down for ball one. (11-1) St. Francis leading. 1-0 is down in the zone. 2 balls and no strikes on Schott. Schott, then Minnick. Dowd would follow. And there's a called strike to Haley Schott. 2-1. 2 runs scored in the game. He's reached base twice. Single and a home run, and just the bats are red hot at the moment for St. Francis. 2-1. Three balls, 1 strike on Haley Schott. Rickard trying to work through this third inning, and there's just been tough at-bat after tough at-bat for these pitchers of Grace. This is out of play now, 3-2. But, I mean, same thing. You look at it. How many times have we seen 3-2 in this game for St. Francis, and seeing more than 5 pitches in any given at-bat? Here's the payoff pitch. Ooh, fouled back by Schott. She stays alive on 3-2. Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming to Schott. Another 3-2. On the ground is short, Meyering gloves, and is in time to first. 2 down. 6-3 on the ground out for out number 2, and it brings Maddie Minnick to the plate. Minnick walked and scored in the first, and sacrifice bunt moved a pair of runners in the last inning. Check swing, and she did go. 0-1 to Minnick. St. Francis scored at least 2 runs in every inning. 7 spot in the first set the tone. Down low, 1-1 count on Minnick. Ellie Sounder getting ready to go out for the 4th, and a little bit more cushion for St. Francis, and looking at potentially ending this first game early. Back to Meyering again at short. A busy third inning for her, and it's been a busy day at the dish for St. Francis. Cougars with 11 runs on 11 hits, and it's a 10-run lead for St. Francis as we head to the top of the 4th.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
One run on 5 hits for Grace. 11 runs, 11 hits for St. Francis. Neither team has committed an error defensively here through the first 3 innings. Top of the 4th, 6, 7, and 8 in the order for Grace. And we start with Paige McCorkle. Inside, first pitch, ball 1. McCorkle, Ledig, and Furchess batting for Grace in the 4th. This is popped up and out of play, 1-1. Sounder has given up 5 total hits, all of which came in the first 2 innings. Grace has left 4 runners aboard through 3. Souter with 3 strikeouts as well. 4 strikeouts. She got a pair of strikeouts to end the last inning. Has retired the last 6 batters she's faced. McCorkle in the air to right field. Gomez coming on, reaching out, and it goes off of her glove. It'll be down for a hit. What would have been a tough play out there in right field for Gomez. Looks like she's okay. McCorkle aboard at first. First pitch, strike 2, Ledig 0-1. McCorkle 7 for 9 stolen bases this year. We'll see if she's on the run here for Grace. One and one count now on Ledig, who is 1 for 1 today. Singled in the second. Now 2-1 to Ledig. .226 batting average, 9 runs driven in. Trying to catch the inside corner there was Souter. Did not get the call. It's 3-1, but you love being able to go inside on the hands, especially on a 2-1 pitch, and nothing Ledig could do at the plate but watch it, and you leave it in the home plate umpire's hands on if that's a ball or a strike. That is called ball 4. First and second, nobody down. Top of the 4th, Allie Furchess back at the dish. And this one goes off the glove of Iliff. Runners are going to move up to second and third. 1-0 count. There's a strike to make it 1-1. 11-1. The lead for St. Francis. Top of inning number 4. Just missing there from Souter again. 2-1 on Furchess. And time called, and it'll be a quick mound meeting and visit for the Cougars, as just didn't like something they've seen. Coach Jacobson will go out there and talk with her battery of Iliff and Souter. Wind is blowing just a little bit more towards center field all of a sudden, but it's still not much today. Not going to get helped or hurt by the wind on a ball in the air. 2-1 count on Furchess. Nobody down, top of the 4th. And back into the zone for Souter. It's 2-2. Off towards the St. Francis dugout. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Out of play again. Right back towards the middle. It's going to get through the hole into center field. Vigiano coming up, throwing. Runner taken off for second as well with that throw, as Grace scores 2 runs. And I think more importantly for St. Francis, that's a ball where you like to see somebody cut that off and make sure that Furchess stays put instead of getting to second. 2 RBIs on the single that turns into 2. And now the 9th spot in the order with Meyering. No outs, top of the 4th. Meyering struck out swinging in the 2nd. One of 4 that have gone down on strikes. Furchess aboard at second base for Grace. First time that the Lancers have put up a crooked number here today. Foul over towards first. Still 1-2. Alexa Huth got the win in game 1 of the doubleheader in the first meeting between these teams. That's popped up to shot. She'll make the catch in foul territory for out number 1. And we're back to the top of the order, and this has been the batter that has hit the ball to shot twice already, so we may see her in action again. Cohen takes a strike going 1. 0 for 2 with 2 pop-outs to shot over at first base. And this one in her area again is going to get out of play. 0-2. Huth got the win in game 1. Fuentes was the victor in game 2 back on March 25th when these two sides met. She did go, says our home plate umpire, on the check with the infield umpire. It's a strikeout for Souter. 5th strikeout in the circle, 2 down in the 4th. Ball 1 on Daly Rickard, the relief pitcher. Singled and scored in the 1st. Flew out to right field in the 2nd, 1 for 2 on the day. Furchess aboard at second, 1-1. And Souter now a strike away from getting through the 4th. 2 hits and a walk in the frame. 2 runs already on the board for Grace. That's outside 2-2. In on the hands, that's coming right towards the St. Francis dugout. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Souter trying to get through the top half of the 4th inning. Cougars in front 11-3. Another 2-2. Just fouled it off there, did Rickard, staying alive off that swing. It's one of those where you're just trying to make contact to see one more. Another 2-2. Rolled on the ground to first, shot, runs to first, dives, and gets there in time. Flashing the leather there for St. Francis defensively. Grace does get 2 runs back here in the top half of the 4th. We head to the bottom half, 11-3, St. Francis on top.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
– 11-3, St. Francis leading Grace in the bottom half of the 4th inning. We're live at Weston Door Field here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, on the campus of the University of St. Francis. Macy Dowd in the 6th spot, leading things off. Dowd, Gomez, and Serber coming to bat for St. Francis here in the 4th inning. Already leading 11-3. Cougars are hoping that they may be able to get out of this first game in fewer innings than potentially expected. In the first meeting, Grace able to score enough runs to keep themselves from getting run ruled in that second game. On the ground, right side and through for Dowd. It is a leadoff single for Macy Dowd. That is how the bottom half of the fourth inning begins. And now Joanna Gomez with the runner at first and nobody down. And we'll see a pinch runner. Becca Patterson going on to run at first. So Patterson replacing Dowd on the base paths. Gomez at the plate. Runner going. Throw to second. In time to get the out. And there is one away. So Gomez at the plate. And now nobody aboard. A 1-0 count on Joanna Gomez. Gomez doubled in the first, came around to score, grounded out to third in the second, batting for the third time here today. Falls into the zone now, 1-2 on Gomez. Courtney Serber scheduled to hit next. Rickard with a 1-2. High and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Gomez. Seven runs in the first, 2 in the second, 2 more in the third for St. Francis offensively. A run in the first for Grace. Scored 2 more in the top half of the fourth. 3-2 to Gomez. Foul back off the netting. She stays alive. Seventh pitch of the at-bat. Up high, ball 4 to Gomez as she takes the walk. Heads on down to first. And now Courtney Serber back up. 2 for 2, single and a double. Also has a run scored for St. Francis. Down low from Rickard on the first pitch, ball 1. Lena Vigiano hitting next. Cougars on top 11-3. Lifted in the air from Serber out to left field. And underneath it, McCorkle, the left fielder, makes the grab. 2 down. Now the 9th spot in the order with Lena Vigiano. 2-run home run in the first that capped that 7-run first inning for St. Francis. See the catcher Sleeth sets up. First pitch ball, 1-0. Gomez, the runner at first base. 3 for 3 this season in stolen bases. 1-1 as it's swung through by Vigiano. Update you on some scores in the Crossroads League here momentarily. There's a strike, 1-2. Mount Vernon Nazarene defeating Huntington in game 1, 3-0. Goshen leading Bethel in the bottom of the 5th, 4-3. Spring Arbor in front of Marion, 7-2 in the top of the 6th inning. Indiana Wesleyan leading Taylor in their second game being played today. It is 8-0 in the bottom of the 5th there. So if Taylor does not score, Indiana Wesleyan will win that first game of the scheduled doubleheader. Second game, technically, they're playing today with the rain makeup. 1-2. Vigiano into left center field. It's down for a hit. Gomez heading to third. Vigiano into second. 2 runners in scoring position. And Sam Baker with a couple of RBIs out there to potentially tack on some insurance runs for St. Francis before the top half of the 5th. We are at that mercy rule, run rule limit, currently at 8. But we've seen a couple of different times St. Francis get insurance and end up needing it late in games. It's a ball to Baker, 1-0. Baker, a perfect 3 for 3 at the plate. 2 runs scored. Down in the dirt, 2-0. Gomez at third, Vigiano at second. Bottom of the 4th inning, 2 down. Baker thought about laying down a bunt, pulled it back. It is 3-0. And you wonder now if they even give her anything to hit in these next 2 pitches with first base unoccupied at the moment. (3-0), and it is ball 4 to Baker. 4-pitch walk issued. Loads the bases for Peyton Iliff. Iliff with an RBI in her last at-bat. Still searching for her first hit of the game. First pitch strike, 0-1 to Iliff. Baker at first, Vigiano at second, Gomez aboard at third. 2 away, bottom of the 4th. 8-run lead for St. Francis. On the ground, left side of the infield, Meyering with a long throw across to first. It is in time as St. Francis leaves the bases loaded in the bottom of the 4th. Cougars looking for 3 outs in the top of the 5th to win game 1.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Top of the fifth, 11-3, St. Francis leading Grace. 3 outs away are the Cougars from picking up a run rule victory in game one. It's 3, 4, and 5 in the order for Grace. In the top of the fifth inning, Emma Hiss, Molly Jones, Avery Sleeth scheduled to bat. In the air, Gomez in right, calling for it. As Vigiano was coming over, Gomez makes the catch. 1 down. Long run there for Vigiano, but she made her way all the way from center to right field. Now Molly Jones, 1 for 2 against Souter. Struck out looking in the third. Souter 8-3 record. In line for win number 9. Robakowski to first. And St. Francis is an out away from taking game one. Avery Sleeth stands in. 1 for 2, singled in the first, struck out swinging in the third. First pitch swinging here, it's on the ground to short, Serber to first, it's offline. And the error from St. Francis will allow Grace to stay in this game, at least momentarily. E6, Sleeth to second. Still 2 down for Paige McCorkle. And time call, looks like we still got a bat or gate not closed on that first base side. Lifted to right field, Gomez coming in, she makes the catch. And that is a final in game one. 11-3 in 5 innings. St. Francis gets the win. Ellie Souter with her 9th victory in the circle this season. In 5 innings of work, she had 5 strikeouts at the plate. St. Francis with 11 runs on 13 hits, just 1 error defensively. Cougars did leave 5 runners on base. Grace with 3 runs on 7 hits. And the Lancers end up leaving 6 runners on base in this game. We'll catch up with Coach Bolin when we return from this 1.5-minute timeout.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
Welcome back here to Westendorf Field. 11-3 is your final score in game one as Coach Bolin joins us now. And, Coach, the Bats were red hot early in this game. What was it offensively in that first inning that you saw that allowed you guys to put up 7 runs?
Oh, man, grinding out at bats. That the kid that got the freshman, the Hiss girl from Columbia City, is pretty good. Mm-hmm. The problem is for her is she just matched up with a pretty good hitting team that's been sitting with that type of velocity for the last 4 out of 5 days or whatever it's been. So I think when our team sees what she's bringing, it's just a matter of time to get on time. Man, some big at bats there. Let's see what Haley Schott's home run in that inning. What did we hit? 3 or 4 in the inning?
Yeah, 3 home runs in the inning.
It's been what's going on all week though, right? And so, just we've been just hammering them about doing the right thing. We've talked about this every time we're on the radio, right? So it's like, hey, just make sure we're moving runners. Peyton Iliff being unselfish, moving runners into spots, even though she can swing away, right? And so we've been doing that with her, and she's done a great job. And just the bats are still hot. We're going to ride them out, right? Ride the lightning. We keep saying it. Ride the lightning.
And you don't give up any plate appearances either. I mean, 2 outs in that first inning. It's a 1-1 game. Nobody's on. Schott hits the home run, and then it just keeps rolling through the order. It just feels like nobody's giving away at bats right now at the plate. It's kind of leading to that success offensively, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, I mean, 6 runs with 2 outs. I mean, it's we keep saying every time Sam Baker gets on base, we're probably going to score most of the time, minus the one that we had. I think she ended up getting thrown out. I can't remember what we did. We had a hit and run going on, so we ended up having a play where we could have just let her steal, and we got a little aggressive with the coaching staff there. But great job by Ellie Sauter in the circle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many pitches she threw, but it wasn't a lot. And we just had to figure out how to win Game 2 like we have all week long, and we got to just keep pushing through it.
What's the schedule here for Game 2 and the pitching staff?
Ooh, that's a good call. I think Olivia, I haven't talked to them yet, but I'm pretty sure it's Olivia. Fuentes will be in the circle with Haley Schott on deck, and I think everybody else. Kennedy's ready to go. Lexus ready to go. Everybody's ready. So with a day off tomorrow and games on Monday, I think we try to get everybody some innings.
And we talked about this when Goshen was coming to town. I mean, Grace is still a good team on the other side there, so you got to be ready. How do you get them to reset and focus on Game 2?
Well, that's what we talked about there at the end of the game is, these guys swing the bat good enough where they can put some runs on the board. They're aggressive. We just feel like we're a little bit better than them. Obviously, on the offensive side, we can outmatch their pitching. But there is no game in this league where you can take the day off or the game and expect to win. It just doesn't happen. And so as soon as you do that, you're in deep trouble. And so I feel pretty good what we're doing right now. Just got to stay the course.
All right, Coach, appreciate your time, and we'll get ready for Game 2 here between St. Francis and Grace. Coming up about 30 minutes from now, we'll call it right about 3 o'clock for our scheduled start time in Game 2. You'll see this screen right here. You'll see the umpire meeting, and then we'll come back on the air after that umpire meeting takes place. 11-3, your final score in the first game. Game 2 of the doubleheader coming up here shortly, right about 3 o'clock here at Westendorf Field in Fort Wayne.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
We welcome you back here to Weston Door Field for the second game of our doubleheader between Grace and St. Francis. If you missed us in game one, it was 11-3, the final score. St. Francis victorious over Grace. 7 runs in the first inning, 2 runs in the second, 2 more in the third. As we gear up for game 2, let's meet the batting order for Grace. Molly Jones in the leadoff spot playing center field. Daly Rickard is in the circle once again batting second. Emma Hiss, your designated player, hitting third. Avery Sleeth, the catcher, batting fourth. Sage Ledig at first and hitting fifth. Paige McCorkle in left field batting sixth. Sydney Argo in right field once again, actually batting here in game 2 in the order in the 7th spot. Hallie Nett takes over at second base and hits 8th. And it's Emmy Meyering, the shortstop, in the 9th spot. Defensively for St. Francis, Minikin Vigiano again in the outfield and left and center. In right field is Lily Pierce. Infield, Robakowski at third once again. Emma Howdeshell is your shortstop for game 2. Baker at second, Schott at first. Iliff is behind the plate catching the freshman right-hander, Olivia Fuentes. 9-1 record on the season. Fuentes making her 7th start, 18th appearance overall. 61 innings pitched, a 2.75 earned run average, 36 strikeouts compared to just 9 walks this season for Fuentes. Some final scores in our first games today of the Crossroads League. Mount Vernon over Huntington 3-0. Spring Arbor defeats Marion 7-5. Goshen over Bethel 9-3. Iwu and Taylor still in their second game currently. It is in the bottom of the 7th, 8-4. Indiana Wesleyan leading Taylor. Molly Jones in the leadoff spot for Grace. 308 batting average. And slated at the top of the order here for game 2. Jones hit in the 4 spot in the first game. 1-1 is a called strike from Fuentes to Jones. Jones taking here, good frame from Iliff, but unable to get the call. The Indiana Wesleyan Taylor game appears to have gone final, 8-4. Iwu over Taylor in game 1. Leadoff batter here in Jones. The count is run full. We saw Grace's ability to score runs in that first game. 3-2 pitch. That one rockets back our way, still 3-2. Taking out our mic nearly right on this third base line with the fencing. 3-2 offering from Fuentes is popped up on the infield. Schott is calling for it, and Jones avoiding Schott as she ran over to first base. Pop up to Haley Schott. She records out number 1 here in the first inning of game 2. Grace coming in 11-28. 5-20 record in the league. St. Francis just grabbed its 20th victory of the Crossroads League season in game 1. That matches the total of last year, 20-16 in the conference last season. Already to that 20-win mark. Called strike from Fuentes. 1-1 to the starting pitcher in game 2, Daly Rickard. Rickard, who came in relief and pitched 2 1/3, 3 1/3 rather, for Grace. It's a 1-2 count. Fuentes gets strike 3, and the first strikeout of the game for Olivia Fuentes. It's out number 2 in the first. And now the 3 spot in the order with Emma Hiss comes to the plate. Fuentes, those strikeout numbers compared to walk numbers, crazy at 37-9 now, but 4.13 Ks per 7. In the air out to center field. Vigiano taking a couple steps back. Now she comes in and closes the book on a 1-2-3, top half of the first inning defensively. We'll meet the lineup for St. Francis when we come back after this 30-second break here on SummitCitySports.com.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Back here at Westendorf Field, bottom of the first inning. Here is the lineup for St. Francis in Game 2. Sam Baker leads things off, followed by Peyton Iliff and Abby Robakowski. Shot in the 4th spot. Maddie Minnick 5th. Macy Dowd 6th. Vigiano moves up to 7th. Lily Pierce batting 8th. And Emma Howdeshell in the 9th spot for St. Francis offensively. Defensive lineup for Grace. McCorkle in left. Jones in center. Argo in right. Cohen playing third base with Meyering at short, Net at second, and Ledig over at first. Sleeth catching once again in Game 2. For the righty in Rickard, who came into today, 16 appearances, 8.04 ERA, 31 innings pitched, 12 walks, 14 strikeouts. Again, that was coming in to play today. Sam Baker, one of the toughest outs for St. Francis in Game 1. First pitch swinging for Baker, popped up, and this one is just out of play. 0-1. Win streak is up to 14 games in a row for St. Francis, with 2 more conference games on Monday against Bethel. And then on the road next Tuesday, Baker takes up high 1-1. Upcoming schedule for St. Francis: 12 regular season games remaining after today. 2 on Monday against Bethel, 2 on Tuesday at Mount Vernon, 2 more on Friday at Indiana Wesleyan. And then we'll be back home next Saturday as well to take on Taylor. 2 more home games after that against Huntington, and then at Marion to round out the regular season. Crossroads League tournament will be here in Fort Wayne, April 28th to May 1st. Baker floats it out, and it's going to find a spot on the grass out in center field. Leadoff single for Sam Baker, and here we go. One of the best base stealers in the NAIA is aboard, and more than likely we're going to see her on the move as Peyton Iliff steps in for the first time in Game 2. Again, wind not much of a factor in this second game. Baker into second, and she swipes another base. Temperature here in Fort Wayne, 58 degrees. Cloudy skies. Winds are only up to 10 miles an hour. So we're even 1-1 between Iliff and Rickard. Rickard gave up 5 runs in that first game. Over 3 1/3 in relief. Iliff in the air to center field. Baker going to have to go back to second as the catch is made by Jones. 1 down for the third baseman, Abby Robakowski. Robakowski hit her 16th home run of the season in the first game. First pitch to Robakowski is a cold strike, 0-1. Little unusual. She wears just 0 today instead of the double zeros. Gone through the gambit with the uniforms this week. This is game number 8 of the week for St. Francis. Baker aboard at second, 0-1. It's down to Robakowski, 1-1, and Baker's got a sizable lead out there at second. We'll see if she's on the move on this 1-1 pitch. 3 home runs in the first inning of game 1. 4 home runs in total in that first game. 1-1 is down. Baker taken off for third, and she is out at third base. That is the call, as Baker is caught stealing for the first time this season. Trying to take third. I don't think she can really believe it over there at third base. It is out number 2. Two and 1 count on Robakowski. In the air to right, Robakowski back to the wall, and this one has left the yard as Abby Robakowski hits her second home run of the day. Solo shot for her this time, and her 17th home run of the season. That one got up into the air in right field, and the little wind that we do have today may have actually helped that one leave the yard, as St. Francis is on the board first. Solo home run for Robakowski, and a 1-0 lead for the Cougars. And starting to creep closer to that number 1 spot for home runs this season in the NAIA. Haley shot, and a little bit of deja vu for Grace, as the first inning was all runs with 2 outs. They will get out of this first frame on the pop out towards shallow center. Second baseman makes the catch, and we head to the top of the second. Cougars take the early lead, 1-0 over Grace.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Four, 5, and 6 in the batting order for Grace as we welcome you back for the top of the second inning, and a 1-0 lead for St. Francis. It'll be Sleeth, Ledig, and McCorkle batting here in the second. Jaron Matheny, SummitCitySports.com. Glad you are with us. We're live on the St. Francis YouTube channel. Softball throughout the course of this year. Popped up and out of play now, 1-2. A 1-0 lead for St. Francis here in the top of the second. 11 runs in game 1 to get the win in 5. Up in the zone, 2-2. Robakowski with that solo home run in the first. 17 home runs now on the season in 32 games played. She trails Annalise Rayburn by 3 home runs, but Rayburn has played 8 more games this season. On the ground to short, Howdeshell. Tough play in the hole, but a nice play made. First out of the second. Six to 3 on the ground out, 1 down. Sage Ledig, the first baseman, steps in. That'll be a race to watch the rest of the year, depending upon how many games Oklahoma City plays. Certainly being further south helps with playing games early in the year. You don't get as many games canceled at the beginning of the season like we've seen for St. Francis this year. So that's one of those things where if Robakowski had 8 more games, there's a chance she could be in first place in the home run numbers in the NAIA. Right now, she is alone in second with 17. 1-1 count on Ledig. Fuentes into the zone to make it 1-2. Olivia Fuentes, her freshman season from Lowell, Indiana. She has been one of the best freshman pitchers across the country. A lot of it has been in relief work, but clearly establishing herself as one of the best arms on the staff, and it is a very talented pitching staff for St. Francis. 2-2, just missing. Count is full on Ledig. First 4 batters down in order for Grace. Make it the first 5, as there's another backwards K for Fuentes. 2 down for Paige McCorkle. McCorkle, the left fielder, had a hit in game 1. That's the thing we saw with Grace, and we've seen it in all 3 games these two teams have played this season. Grace's ability to hit the ball, just haven't had as much in the pitching department. Baker, nice play out at second, and a couple of good defensive plays from St. Francis on the infield in the second inning. Cougars coming to bat in the bottom of the frame. Maddie Minnick leads things off when we return to Westendorf Field here on the University of St. Francis campus.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Bottom of the second, Maddie Minnick leading things off for St. Francis. First pitch foul back, 0-1. Minnick downed Vigiano, 5, 6, 7 in the order for the Cougars here in the bottom of the frame. 1 run on 2 hits in the first. Well, that off-speed pitch missing. Count evens up at 1 apiece. Dugout has been lively today for St. Francis from the get-go. Looping out into right field, it's the second baseman, Nett, who is on the run. And Hallie Nett makes the grab, 1 away in the second. And we've seen some good defense on display here to begin game 2, both sides.
Now batting, number 2, Macy Dowd.
1 down for Macy Dowd. Dowd continues to show her power this season. Home run in game 1, one of the 4 long balls for St. Francis in the first contest. 7 runs in that first inning. But Rickard has really come in and established herself and slowed down, at least, the Cougars offensively at this point. 1 ball and 1 strike on Dowd. Now 5 home runs on the year on a batting average that's above 300. Does feel like a majority of her opportunities to play long ball come with nobody up or nobody on, as this one is floated out into center field, and going back to make the catch is Jones. 2 away. That's Lena Vigiano with nobody aboard and 2 down in the second. Vigiano also with a home run in the first game. Lily Pierce on deck, ready to bat for what'll be her first time today. Emma Howdeshell, the shortstop, in the hole, should we get that far here in the inning. One and one on Vigiano. Not seen Chloe Huff today for Grace. Has appeared in 15 games this season for the Lancers. A little bit surprised that we saw Rickard again after St. Francis just saw her, but clearly Coach Jones making a good decision as it's been a good start to game 2. Rickard with a 2-1. Vigiano out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down. Bottom of inning number 2. Vigiano up, left side of the infield. It's the third baseman, Cohen, who gets underneath it to make the catch as St. Francis goes down in order in the bottom of the second. To the top of the third we go. It's a 1-0 lead for the Cougars here, SummitCitySports.com.
SM Sports Therapy. Recovery is more than getting you back to your sport. It's about building a stronger version of you. Our team of experts uses state-of-the-art technology to build personalized care plans that get you healthy and back in action safely. With no physician order needed, contact us directly to receive top-quality care exactly when you need it. Call 260-266-4007. Visit one of our Fort Wayne locations or go to psmsports.com to learn more.
The future is what you
1-0 St. Francis, top of the third inning. It's 7, 8, and 9 in the order for Indiana Wesleyan as Olivia Fuentes throwing just one warm-up pitch. She's ready to go and to start things in the third. 7, 8, 9 in the order. Sydney Argo, Hallie Nett, and Emmy Meyering. Argo did not bat in the first game. He's in defensively in right field and moves into the 7 spot for game 2. Hallie Nett, who is on deck, also did not hit in the first game. It's a 2-1 count here between Fuentes and Argo. Chopper to third. Robakowski across the diamond. 1 down. 5-3 on the ground out. Fuentes with a couple of strikeouts in the early going. Rickard and Ledig both going down looking on strikes. Hallie Nett. First pitch swinging, popped up. Shortstop Howdeshell ends up making the catch. There were 3 bodies around her out there in left center with Minnick and Vigiano both coming in. 2 away for Emmy Meyering. Off-speed pitch fouled away, 0-1. We've seen a little bit of action for everybody defensively, too. A couple of pop-outs, couple of ground-outs, 1 fly-out. 8 up, 8 down for Fuentes in the top of the third inning. Here is the 0-1. Off speed, in the air, coming in from right. And making the catch is Lily Pierce. So how about that from Olivia Fuentes? 9 up, 9 down. The first time through the order. And it is St. Francis with a 1-0 lead. Cougars coming to bat. And the bottom of the third is up next.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
1-0, St. Francis leads Grace, bottom of the third. Lily Pierce, Emma Howdeshell, and then back to the top of the order with Sam Baker. St. Francis, 2 total hits, both came in the first inning. Solo home run for Abby Robakowski is the only run on the board, as Rickard has looked good in the circle to begin her second game in total. First start for her as Lily Pierce is at the dish. Takes the first pitch strike, 0-1. Pierce trying to get her back going. We saw a couple of different times this week. It's 0-2. She's been finding her swing, certainly, as this season has gone on. Does have a home run and 6 runs driven in this year. 4 walks and 6 strikeouts on the season, and a threat to steal when she's on base. 3 for 3 this year. 0-2. Off speed, stayed high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tough pitch to lay off there. Pierce, there it is. Bat continues to stay hot for Lily Pierce. She takes it into right field. It is a leadoff single to start the bottom of the third, and a runner aboard for St. Francis. We'll see if there's any movement as Emma Howdeshell will take her first hacks of the day. Saw her make a really nice play out at shortstop in the second. Pierce aboard at first. Down low, ball 1. We'll see if Howdeshell is turning to bunt. Pierce over at first. This is where her speed could come in handy too. Bunt is laid down by Howdeshell right back towards the mound. It's the first baseman, Ladig, who picks it up and throws to first. Sacrifice bunt, and 3-4 on the putout for out number 1. Pierce moves into scoring position. Feel like a bit of a broken record, but it's the unselfishness in doing your job that has really made the difference for St. Francis this year. Sam Baker, top of the order. First pitch, ball 1-0. Baker singled, stole second, and then was thrown out trying to take third. First time she's been thrown out stealing. Had one of those hit and runs where she got caught up in, like Coach Bolin talked about, but had not been truly caught stealing yet until the first inning. Peyton Iliff in the on-deck circle. It's the junior Baker. Out to center. This one goes off the glove of Jones. Pierce had to hold up, and it'll go down for a hit for Baker. First and second, 1 down. Tough play for Jones. Maybe it's an error in center field, but brings up Iliff either way with runners aboard at first and second. Officially rule that as an error defensively on Grace. 1-0 count on Iliff. Hits this one really well out to left field. See you later. 3-run home run for Peyton Iliff. And St. Francis with a 3 spot here in the 3rd inning. Iliff touches them all, and it's the 5th home run of the day for the Cougars between the 2 games. Iliff with her 4th home run of the season. Those RBIs, numbers 19, 20, and 21. And St. Francis adding on here in the 3rd inning, and it's what you've come to expect, honestly, from this Cougars offense. If you haven't been paying attention to St. Francis softball this year, you have missed out on a really good product all year long. Good pitching, good defense, and they can really swing the bats. They are certainly going to be a threat in the postseason. Robakowski. Off-speed pitch into left center field. Robakowski has gone yard again. 3rd home run of the day for Robakowski, her 2nd in a row in this game. And St. Francis goes back-to-back with Iliff and Robakowski. 18 home runs now on the year. And now the line moves down to Haley Schott. And a chance to go back-to-back, but it will not be against the starting pitcher, Rickard. Rickard is coming out. We will meet the new pitcher when we come back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
5-0 St. Francis with the lead on Grace. Bottom of the 3rd inning, and pitching change for the Lancers. Emma Hiss in relief comes in. Grace started with Hiss in game 1. St. Francis put up 6 runs against her before she could get out of the 1st inning, and then they turned to Rickard. Well, Rickard has been tagged for a few here in the 3rd. A shot on the ground to short across the diamond to first. Nice play by Meyering for out number 2. But again, we have not seen Huff today. Waddle was up and throwing momentarily in the first game. Robertson not available. Put you down to really 4 pitchers in total for Grace, but it's been the same 2 pitching so far. It is Bree Miller batting in place of Maddie Minnick. And we'll see if Miller stays in and plays left field as well. .268 batting average for Bree Miller. First pitch strike. Miller with a home run, 13 runs driven in this season. St. Francis has used the long ball to their extreme advantage today. 7 home runs between the two games. 0-1, fouled away, now 0-2 on Bree Miller. One error in the inning against the Lancers. 3 total hits. 3 runs. Or rather 4 runs as the strikeout is picked up for Hiss. Miller goes down, but it's a 4 spot in the 3rd inning for St. Francis. We head to the top of the 4th. Cougars now in front 5-0 over Grace. SummitCitySports.com will be back at Westendorf Field right after this.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Back here in Fort Wayne at Westendorf Field, it changes defensively for St. Francis. Lily Pierce moves from right to left. Bree Miller, who came in the game and hit there in place of Maddie Minnick, will play in right field as we get ready for the top of the 4th. Top of the batting order for Grace. Molly Jones leading things off. First pitch swinging in the air to left. Pierce goes back and makes the catch. You change positions and the ball is going to find you somehow, and it does on the first pitch of the inning. Pierce gets to it for out number 1. Would not be surprised to see one find its way towards Bree Miller here in this inning as well. Daly Rickard now the designated player. Falls behind 0-1, so Hiss and Rickard just switch spots as well, like we saw in game 1. Little dribbler towards third, Robakowski to first. 2 down in the 4th. And now the 3 spot for Emma Hiss. Flew out to center field her first time up. Back in the 1st inning. Oh, and 1 to start things. Fuentes is on her game right now. Seven home runs today for St. Francis offensively, puts them up to 40 home runs now on the season. This is game number 32 of the year. This is fouled back and out of play. Now 1-2 on Hiss. And for Grace on the other side, they're playing in their 40th game this year already. Just kind of shows you the weather early on in the season was not kind to St. Francis. Canceled a couple different series. As Fuentes gets the strikeout. 12 up, 12 down for Fuentes in the circle, and it's a 5-0 St. Francis lead going to the bottom of the 4th inning. SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Bottom of the 4th inning, it is 5-0. St. Francis in front of Grace. Macy Dowd will lead things off for St. Francis here in the 4th. Dowd, Vigiano, and Pierce, your scheduled hitters in the 4th inning. 5-0, 1 run in the first, 4 runs in the third. Total of 5 hits for St. Francis, producing 5 runs, 1 defensive error from Grace. Hiss in the circle. First pitch swinging, lifted into right field, ranging over is Argo. She makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Brings Lena Vigiano up to bat. Up high, ball 1 to Vigiano. Pierce next, then Howdeshell. Vigiano now ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. Get you updated on some scores in the Crossroads League. Game 2's underway. Vigiano's ahead now 3-0. Also on the other side of town, Indiana Tech defeating Michigan Dearborn 8-1 in their first game of the doubleheader today. Focusing back in on the Crossroads League, Game 2 underway at every location now. Count 3-1 on Vigiano. Marion and Spring Arbor are scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd. Taylor and Indiana Wesleyan just getting underway. Mount Vernon leads Huntington 2-0 in the top of the 6th. And Goshen in front 4-0 on Bethel. That game in the bottom of the 1st. Walk drawn by Vigiano, and it's Lily Pierce batting with 1 on and 1 out in the 4th. First pitch from Hiss is a strike to Pierce, 0-1. Howdeshell next. And then would be back to the top of the order for St. Francis. 5-0 lead, bottom of inning number 4. We played just 4.5 in game 1. 11-3 the final score. Now 0-2 on Pierce. Wind has picked up a little bit, is blowing in at the moment. Though has not been a major factor today. Could be in this instance if you get one in the air. 0-2. Pierce in the air, and this is not going to be helped at all by that wind out in right center field. Jones making the catch for out number 2. 2 down for Emma Howdeshell. Laid down a sacrifice bunt in her last at-bat. Moved runners over that eventually scored. Pierce got on. She was moved over with that sacrifice bunt and then came in to score off the 3-run home run from Peyton Iliff. It's a strike to Howdeshell, 0-1. Bottom of the 4th inning. To be 4, 5, and 6 due up for Grace in the 5th. Down low to Howdeshell, 1-1. Vigiano is the runner aboard at first. It's been Hiss and Rickard who have been tasked with getting through the St. Francis order in both games today. Both of them have pitched in the 2 games. Popped up. And that one ends up falling in. And they'll put runners at second and third. Couldn't really see that ball down the line from where we're seated here. It looks like it went off the shortstop's glove and fell for an error. Top of the order, Sam Baker. Howdeshell at second. Vigiano over at third. Baker, little dribbler foul on the third base side. Yeah, probably a play that Meyering should have made at short on that little bloop. It's 0-2 on Baker. Up high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vigiano aboard at third. Howdeshell is the runner at second. 5-0 St. Francis. A walk and an error putting the runners on in this inning. One, 2. Baker takes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Baker 1 for 2, singled, reached on an error her last time up. Big pitch in this game. 2-2. Baker on the ground towards short. Meyering coming up towards the plate. Howdeshell is in safely. Baker taken off for second. She's in safely. St. Francis scores 2 runs, and they get an extra base. Howdeshell with the aggressive base running. And all of a sudden, in a 7-0 ball game, there's a chance that St. Francis can make it 8-0 and only need the 3 outs in the top half of the 5th to get through this one. So Baker into scoring position as well, with Iliff at the plate. Meyering, it went off her glove, but you're talking about one of the fastest base runners for St. Francis in Sam Baker, one of the fastest base runners in the Crossroads League as well. And I don't know that she was going to get that throw to first in time, even if she fielded it cleanly. But then Howdeshell scoring on top of it. Really aggressive base running, and the Cougars capitalize as it's 1-0 on Peyton Iliff. I think there was a bug in front of our microphone there, and that's why you heard the cage rattling all of a sudden. Inside to Iliff, 2-0. Baker doesn't necessarily need to steal third in this situation. You don't want to get a final out of an inning at third base, but you realize with her speed, if Iliff puts one in play and she's able to reach, Baker's probably going to score. There is a called strike to Iliff to make it 2-1. 2 more runs in this inning. St. Francis, a 7-0 advantage. Iliff now ahead 3-1 with Robakowski due up next. Excuse me, 2-2 is the count. Iliff into right field. Baker coming around third. She'll score standing. And it is 8-0 St. Francis. Out in right field, Argo didn't cleanly field it, but again, with Baker's speed, I don't know how much that matters if you come up with that ball cleanly in right field. 8-0, Robakowski to the dish. 2 for 2 with 2 home runs in this game. She has hit 3 homers in the 2 games of the doubleheader, up to 18 on the season. You can say without a doubt she is in the conversation for best power hitter in the NAIA. Iliff aboard at first, 0-1 count on Robakowski. That's 0-2. Just a single season home run leader in the state of Indiana during her high school career at New Prairie. That power has followed her into the collegiate game. Time called. It looks like we got a time violation. 1-2 on Robakowski. And this fouled away on the first base side. So infield umpire there with his stopwatch calling the time violation. The 1-2. And Robakowski will see at least one more. Fouls this one away. 8-0 St. Francis over Grace. Bottom of the 4th inning. 3 more runs here in the 4th. Hiss with a 1-2. Up high, 2-2. Iliff able to steal second base. She'll stay put there. Thought about maybe hopping up and heading for third. It's a swipe base nonetheless for Iliff. Two and two on Robakowski. On the ground to the right side of the infield, second baseman Net is on to first. And that ends the 4th inning. 3 more runs, though, for St. Francis. And the lead is 8-0 as we head to the top of the 5th. SummitCitySports.com. 3 outs away, potentially, from St. Francis winning both games by mercy rule.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
SummitCitySports.com back for the top of the 5th inning. It's 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order. Sleeth, Ledig, and McCorkle scheduled to hit for Grace here in the 5th. It's 8-0 St. Francis. Could potentially be down to their final bats here for the Lancers as Fuentes jumps ahead 0-2 quickly. Sleeth grounded out to short 0 for 1. That's fouled back. Remains 0-2. Fuentes now over 65 innings pitched this season. A freshman campaign with a walk, hits, innings pitched, whip of 1.13 on the year. Means on average she gives up a walk or a hit per inning. Really good numbers. Whole staff has good numbers. 2.8 ERA for St. Francis with a 1.27 whip. 0-2. Fouled back again by Sleeth. Fuentes with 3 strikeouts. 2 of them have been looking. Got Hiss swinging to end the 4th. On the ground to third, Robakowski to shot. 1 down in the 5th. Been a busy day for the left side of the infield. That's the 3rd recorded out for Robakowski defensively. Saw Howdeshell make that play from deep in the hole at shortstop that got Sleeth the first time around. Looped first base side out of play, 0-1. Ledig went down looking on strikes in the 2nd. Down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Squaring up, pulling back. And that just missed from Fuentes, 2-1. 7th start of the year for Fuentes, holding that 9-1 record coming into today. 2-1, chopped, left side of the infield. Howdeshell throw, and out of the glove of Schott. It's going to be a tough play there over at first. And Ledig is aboard. Brings up Paige McCorkle. And whether that is ruled a hit or an error, well, the perfect game is out the window for Fuentes. She had retired the first 13 batters she faced here today before allowing Ledig to reach. 2-0 count. McCorkle grounded out to second. 0 for 1 on the day. This is lifted to center field. Vigiano right there makes the catch, and St. Francis is an out away from winning both games today against Grace by mercy rule. 11-3 in 4.5, technically 5 innings in game 1, and trying to do the same here in game 2. Ended before the Cougars even come to bat in the 5th. First pitch swinging, little dribbler right side. Baker to shot. And it is a Game 2 winner and a doubleheader sweep for St. Francis. The Cougars have now won 15 games in a row as they defeat Grace 11-3 in Game 1 and 8-0 in Game 2. Take an extended timeout here. Come back with Coach Bolin to wrap things up today. Don't forget, we're back here on Monday for 2 games against Bethel. Back with Coach Bolin after this.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
11-3 game 1 winner, 8-0 game 2 victory for St. Francis as the Cougars defeat Grace. A pair of games today. St. Francis now 25-7 overall, 21-3 in the Crossroads League. Depending upon if that play in the 5th inning was ruled a hit or an error on Ledig, will determine on if Fuentes ends up with a no-hitter potentially in this game. But either way, 13 up, 13 down to start the game for Fuentes. And we'll see officially if that was a hit or an error for Grace and Ledig in the 5th. So we'll get an official scoring here, and throw a little bit away from shot. Probably ends up in an error, so Fuentes will get the no-hitter because of that here today in 5 innings of work. So Olivia Fuentes, again, no-hitter or not, even if that was ruled a hit on the infield single, didn't change the fact that the first 13 batters went up and down for Fuentes, and she was just as good as could be in the circles. Coach Bolin joins us here to wrap up the game 2 of the doubleheader. And, Coach, no hitter for Olivia Fuentes. We were kind of discussing that at bat in the 5th, and if it went either way. But even if it wasn't, if it was a single, I mean, she faced 13 batters in a row that went down in order. How good was her stuff today?
It was electric, right? I mean, that's the stuff we in good weather, she's so good. And the last time she threw against them, she had a 10-0 lead, gave up 5, and it was like 5 straight hits or 6 straight hits, and it was cold. It was kind of just cruddy out. And, you know, being a freshman as you're going through this process of playing all these games, it's tough mentally to go through that. Even though you might only pitch once or twice a week, it's still a mental grind for those girls. Once again, I keep telling you, Coach Peterson, Doug Peterson, Molly Jacobson, our pitching coaches, they have done an excellent job, you know, of just making sure that those girls are prepared on the scouting report. You know, they're working their tails off to get these guys the best opportunity to win.
And we've seen it time in and time out. The pitching has been spectacular all year long for this group. We probably haven't talked enough about Abby Robakowski over the course of the year. She hits 3 home runs today. Yeah. She's up to 18 home runs on the season. That's just 2 behind Annalise Rayburn at Oklahoma City, who has played 8 more games than Robakowski has.
Sure.
Where's the power from? Why is she seeing the ball so well? What is it about Abby at the plate that just makes her a difference maker?
She's a Division I athlete. I mean, we got lucky when she didn't like Indiana State, and thankful for her and Sam Baker being best friends at when her season was over there, we were able to latch on to something like that. But you know what, man, I think she puts a lot of work into it's really, you know, we talk about hitting being mental a lot with this group, and it's she's just always locked in, man. It's hard. I think for me, as everybody we face, I think sometimes I don't know if the coaches are just you know, like, why would you walk this kid, right?
Right? Yeah, that's what I think.
Tim Averill over at Huntington walks her as much as he can, and I don't blame him because I think the same thing. Why would you let this kid swing the bat? And day in, day out, I think it's maybe it's pride. I don't know. But for me, I'm glad she's on my side. I'm glad she's placed third. I'm glad she hits third in our lineup. I'm glad she hits as many home runs as she does. So she's fun to watch, man. She's electric.
8-0 this week for this group. And, you know, you had Marion here for 2 games, get the doubleheader sweep there. We talked about Goshen and Grace. You know, these are teams that can win any given game. what does it say about this group that they went
Man.
8-0 this week?
They are just relentless. They're fearless. They don't quit. There's not enough good words I can come up with to talk about this group. I mean, there is nobody in the Crossroads League that plays 2 shortstops. There's nobody in the Crossroads League that probably plays 4 right fielders. We talked about that yesterday. I mean, just coming in and making plays. Lily Pierce has been great coming off the bench. Bree Miller's been great. Joanna Guillermo has been awesome. I mean, the amount of players that we have coming off the bench that complement what we do has been outstanding. Maddie Brady, freshman, swings it for us in the pitch hit spot. So, I mean, it has by far been the biggest learning how to play as a team, learning how to not be selfish is what we talk about every single day. And they're doing it, and they're living it right now, and we're benefiting from it.
All right, Coach. Well,
Thanks,
congrats on 2 more wins today, and we'll see you back here on Monday.
Thank you.
That's Coach Bolin wrapping things up with us here today from St. Francis in Westendorf Field. An 8-0 week for the Cougars, capped off with 2 more wins today, 11-3 and 8-0, both games in 5 innings over Grace. We'll see you Monday. 2 games against Bethel, then on the road at Mount Vernon next Tuesday, at Indiana Wesleyan next Friday, and then back home Saturday to take on Taylor. We'll be here for all the home games as just 12 regular season games remain here in the Crossroads League. We'll talk to you on Monday, SummitCitySports.com. 2 more wins today for St. Francis.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your